Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Leopardstown Racecourse here on Saturday. It's the 1st of February 2020, and I'm going to look at all the races, almost all the races here on day one of the Dublin Racing Festival. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and join me tomorrow for some more Leopardstown's preview. But it's day one of the Dublin Racing Festival, and I'm going to look at almost all the races. The only race I'm not going to look at is the 420, the 7th race. It's a bumper, and I just don't like looking at bumpers. Don't look at it at Cheltenham. I don't usually look at it at Cheltenham. I'm not looking at it here. But we'll look at the other 6 races, and I think you can make some money with some of these races. So let's get to it. The first race to 1250. It's the Grade 1 Nathaniel, Lacy, and partner Solicitors $50,000 Cheltenham bonus for stable staff hurdle. It's a Grade 1 hurdle going for a purse of $169,000, races for 5-year-olds and upwards, with a field of 8 horses going the distance of ground here of 4,400 meters or 2 miles and 3/4 over the hurdle course. The top selection will take the 5-horse latest exhibition. We'll go 5-3-2 in the tri-cash trifecta. 5-3-2 tri-cash trifecta, top selection of 5-horse latest exhibition. Several going by Oscar. BJ Cooper's on this one for Paul Nolan. The horse's most recent outing came the 15th of December at Navan, 2.5 miles in the Grade 2 Navan Novice Hurdle, and the horse won by 2 1/4 lengths. It wasn't the world's toughest race in the world, but he jumped well. He had a great run in which gave him the race, basically. He jumped well. It was an all-around good effort. Prior to that, he ran the Grade 3 for Auction Novice Hurdle at Navan, 10th of November, 2 miles there on soft ground. He finished second by 3 lengths, and he jumped well, quickened up a little bit. There wasn't anything bad about that run. And then at Galway in October, 2 miles in main hurdles, first race over the jumps, first race since January of 2019. He won by 4.5 lengths, did everything right, quickened up nicely, very easy task there. He's going to have the toughest race of his life here today, but I think he can overcome it. At 3-1, we'll use him here. I also think the 3-horse Exclair Diani, I said that wrong, pardon that. I always say his name's wrong. But I think he has a strong chance also for Mark Walsh and Willie Mullins. This horse, he has a few, blocks between his runs here, a few layoffs. But most recently in the Layler of Nace Novice Hurdle at Nace, the 2.5-mile trip back in early January, he finished second by 3.5 lengths, and he jumped well. It wasn't anything bad about that run. First time facing winners, first time in graded company. Before then, maiden hurdle at Nace in November of 2019, 2 miles straight. He won by 1 3/4 lengths. Again, he jumped well. Nothing bad about that run. He goes up with the 2 miles and 3/4 trip today. At 7-2, I used him on the place pots or the multi-race wagers. I know I will. But to recap my selection for the first, 1250 from Leopardstown, I'm going to use the 5-horse latest exhibition as a top selection. We'll go 5-3-2 in the tri-cast trifecta, and I say tri-cast or trifecta because basically it's my top 3. You don't have to play tri-cast, but that's the top 3, I think. But I would go 5-3-2 in that, and 5-3 in the multi-race for the place pot. Let's get to the second race, the 120. The 125, the second race from Leopardstown, is the Grade 1 Dublin Chase. It's a Grade 1 event going for a purse of $169,000, race for 5-year-olds and upwards. We have 8 horses going the distance of ground of 3,400 meters or 2 miles and 1/8 over the chase course. The top selection here, I'm going to take the 4-horse Cielos Emery. I'm going to go 4-6-1 in the tri-cash trifecta. 4-6-1 tri-cash trifecta. Top selection of 4-horse Cielos Emery. 8-year-old gelding here. Danny Mullins gets the leg up for Willie Mullins here. The horse's most recent outing came the 8th of December at Cork, 2 miles and 1/8 in the Grade 2 Kerry Group Hillway Chase, and the horse won by 7 lengths that day. They lost one through the running, so he had one other main rival, Ballyocean. Ballyocean kind of hit the wall, the final few fences. This horse took off clear, and when he left Ballyocean, this horse just went on to run a great race, 80 cents a dollar. It doesn't get any better than that. He's coming here to probably his biggest test lifetime, but I think he goes up with the soft ground. I think he could get the job done. He has some hidden form. Before they ran Nace on the 9th of November, 2 miles in the Grade 3 Poplar Square Chase, and the horse won by 9.5 lengths. Only his second over the bigger obstacles. He jumped well. He quickened up nicely. Again, a very easy run. And then to start prior, you have to go January of 2019, his first start in over 2 years. That came in a beginner's chase. He won by 4 lengths, and he did everything right, quickened up nicely. Nothing bad about that run there. And then before that, he ran Christmas time of 2017, 29th of December to be exact, at Leopardstown, locally, 2 miles in the Grade 1 Ryanair Chase, Ryanair Hurdle. The horse finished second by 1 3/4 lengths behind Mick Jazz, and this horse just couldn't get there late. It was a very disappointing race. And then the Hatton's Grace Hurdle of 2017 at Ferry House finished 4th there. He just couldn't get into it, but then he won the Champion Novice Hurdle, Punchestown in April of 2017 very nicely. If he could show that race today over the bigger obstacles, I think he can win. At 3-1, I'm going to take the shot with him. I also think you have to use the number 6 horse, Min, the old man here, 9-year-old gelding by Walk in the Park. Robbie Powers having a terrific season, gets the mounts for Willie Mullins here. Horse's most recent outing came at Punchestown, the Punchestown Chase, back in December, and he won by 2 1/4 lengths off the break on soft ground, which he absolutely loves. He just ran a terrific race. Before then, Champion Chase at Punchestown in April on it was a little faster than he probably wanted it that day. He finished second by 4 lengths behind Undeso, just ran that better race. But this horse got around well, and then before that, 2.5 miles in the Grade 1 JLT Chase at Aintree, he won by 20 and was much the best. Very good run. His only disappointment of the season, basically, last year was in the Queen Mother Chase at Cheltenham. But other than that, he's done everything right. He won this race last year by half a dozen. It wouldn't surprise me if the old man finally finds the form again at 5-1. A horse you definitely want to use on your place pots and keep an eye on. But to recap my selection for the second, the 125 from Leopardstown, it's the Grade 1 Dublin Chase. Let's take the 4-horse Cielos Emery. We'll also use the 6-horse Min. We'll go 4-6-1 in the tri-cash trifecta, 4-6 in the place pot. Let's get to the third. Race number 3, the 2 o'clock from Leopardstown. It's the Grade 1 ERSG Arkle Novice Chase. It's a Grade 1 event going for a purse of $169,000. Race for 5-year-olds and upwards. We have 7 horses going 3,400 meters or 2 miles and 1/8 over the chase course. The top selection here, we're going to go with the 4-horse Melon. We'll go 4-7-6 in the tri-cash trifecta. 4-7-6 tri-cash trifecta. Top selection of 4-horse Melon. Paul Townend's on this Willie Mullins train, 8-year-old gelding here by Benny Ocean. The horse's most recent outing came 27th of December at Leopardstown, 2 miles and 1/8 in beginner's chase. Second over the bigger obstacles. He finally got the victory, winning by 2 1/4 lengths. He quickened up nicely, and he got the job done. That was a very good run and very good experience over this course. They're going to tell him to go to Grade 1 company today for the first time. It's not the world's toughest Grade 1 race in the world, and I tell you the truth, he faced a lot more tougher horses over the hurdles in the springtime last year than these horses today, and I think he gets the edge to really get a good race. Prior to the race in Leopardstown here a few weeks ago, he ran on the 10th of November at Navan, 2 miles and 1/8 in a beginner's chase. Finished second by 3 lengths behind Facovers Diores. Again, I keep saying his name wrong, pardon me, but my French is horrible. That's why all these French names I screw up. But he placed behind him. This horse just jumped as well as him, quickened up nicely. Another not bad race at all. But prior to that, he ran out of Toy in France and the Grand Steeplechase they had there, 3 miles and 1/8 in May, and he ran horrible, to say the least. He finished 12th by 28 lengths. Wasn't getting around the heavy going. Wasn't getting over the difficult obstacles. It just wasn't a recipe for success there in the Champion Hurdle, whatever they call that, and then in the Punchestown Champion Hurdle, finished 7 by 11 lengths, and he just it looked like he was going to get a piece, but then the final fence, he lost all chances there, and then the Aintree Hurdle, he fell. What can you do? But he had a very nice place in the Champion Hurdle Trophy at Cheltenham last year. This year he's been doing everything right, 7-1. It wouldn't surprise me if he's on the up and up. It wouldn't surprise me if he gets a piece of it, along with the 7-horse Fakir de Ors, this Mark Walsh, Joseph O'Brien trained 8-year-old gun by Copguard. This horse ran a few weeks ago in the Racing Post Novice Chase at locally here at Leopardstown, 2 miles and 1/8, and he finished second by 1 1/4 lengths. Notebook got to this horse, but remember around the far turn, or the top of the lane, around the quarter pole, or we would call the quarter pole in America, but it was around the final bend, right before the final fence. Mark Walsh lost the irons, basically, had to put it back in, but that might have taken something out of it. He jumped okay the last fence. He was jumping well throughout, but Notebook just was on a league his own that day. But coming here, hopefully recovered, gets a little bit of a weight break. I think he'd get the job done, because 2 back in the Drinmore Novice Chase at Ferry House, he won by 22 and just kept going. He could have won by more, but Mark Walsh didn't want to kill the poor thing. That was a very good run. And then before that, in the beginner's chase at Navan in November, he beat Mellon by 3 lengths. Another easy race. He gets, he's a young man, only 5 years old here. He gets a little bit of a weight break. At 2-1, I think he's loaded, but I don't like the odds at 2-1. But we'll use him here as a prize play. A horse I'm going to use in the play spot here, I think, is a 6-horse Royal Rendezvous, Willie Mullins. He's runs very, his last few races, against a little lesser quality horses, haven't been run half bad. He placed in the Racing Post Novice Chase here at Leopardstown a few weeks ago behind Notebook, and he just couldn't get there at the end, but he still ran a terrific race. Before that, he won a Thurles beginner's chase very nicely, and then before that, he didn't finish the race at Punchestown in May in the Champion Novice Hurdle, but because I don't think he liked the dry ground. He's going to love this yielding ground today, and at 30-1, I'm going to use him as a price play. My thought with him today, he's either going to run a massive race or going to hit way out of it, but he's a horse definitely want to keep an eye on, keeping him in the pace Can't speak, pardon me, it is 5 o'clock in the morning. But to recount my selection now for the third, the 2 o'clock from Leopardstown, it's the grade 1 ER SG Arkle Novice Chase. Let's take as a top selection a 4-horse Melon. We'll also go 4-7-6 in the tricast trifecta, and we'll use the 4-7-6 also in the place pot. Let's get to the fourth race from the fourth race, to 235 from Leopardstown. It's the Matheson Handicap Chase. It's a handicap chase going for a purse of $112,500. Race for 5-year-olds and upwards. Horse rated 0 to 150. We have a field of 16 horses entered to go the distance of ground of 3,400 meters or 2 miles and 1/8 over the chase course. Very tough handicap here. I'm going to give you 2 horses that I think can win. You can use them both in exact forecast combinations, but you most definitely should use them in the place pot. The 2 horses I prefer here would be the 5-horse Snugsborough Hall. I also like the number 10 horse also, De Bouchette. Hopefully I said that right. Like I said, I'm mispronouncing all these French named horses wrong all week, and it's on purpose. I just can't speak French. And I also got a C- in French. I should have got a C- in English also, if you hear me talking during this video. But the top selection is the 5. Not top selection, co-top selection is the 5-horse Snugsborough Hall. Dennis O'Regan's on this one for Liam Cusack. The horse's most recent outing came the 4th of January at Cork, 2.5 miles in a handicap hurdle. And the horse finished 4th by 15 lengths there. It was his first start since May. Give him a break. He needed the race. He jumped well early on, but then he just lacked a good turn of foot late. I'm going to give him another shot. He's coming here to the big obstacles. The race they're probably targeting with the better purse. I think he's going to get a lot better run. Prior to that, he ran the 2nd of May at Punchestown, 2 miles in a handicap chase, and he won by 11 lengths that day. He was the favorite. He jumped well, quickened up nicely. He did everything right there. And then in the 21st of April, Fairhouse, 2 miles in 1/8 in a novice handicap chase. He left the course that day. It wasn't his fault, but what can you do there? Just things happen. The racing guys wasn't in his corner there. And then prior to that, he ran here at Leopardstown in March, 2 miles in 1/8 in a novice chase. He won by 9 lengths and still won around easily. So it was a good course and distance winner. 6-1, second off the break to the race they're probably targeting. I think at 6-1 he has a great chance to win, so we'll use him here. He's one of my best bets today, by the way, along with the 10-horse De Bouchette. The 7-year-old gelding here, Danny Mellon's on this one from Margaret Mellons. This horse's most recent outing came up on the 4th of January at Cork, 2.5 miles in a handicap chase, and he finished 3rd by 15 lengths, and he had a very high weight of 167 pounds, which wasn't to his liking. Teddy's only carrying 150, so it's 17-pound less weight break. He moved a little bit that day, but he just didn't have the greatest final furlongs there, which cost him. Prior to that, at Ascot, 20th of December, 2 miles in an 1/8 novice limited handicap chase, finished 2nd by 2 1/4 lengths. As the favorite, he stayed the trip. He needed that extra turn of foot, but it wasn't a bad run. And then at Fairhouse in November, 2 miles in novice chase, won by 4 that day, and again, very good run. Major improvement off his spring races where he didn't run that well, but his most recent form has been well run. 8-1. He also has a live chance. Definitely use him here in the place pod. But to recap my selection for the 4th at 235 from Leopardstown's Matheson Handicap Chase, let's take the 5-horse Snugsborough Hall. We'll also use the 10-horse De Bouchette, and we'll go 5-10 in the forecast exacta, but we'll definitely use the 5 and 10 in the place pod. Let's get to the 5th race from Leopard. The 5th race from Leopardstown, the 310, it's the Grade 1 PCI Irish Champion Hurdle. It's a Grade 1 event going for a purse of $225,500, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have 10 horses going the distance of ground of 3,200 meters or 2 miles over the hurdle course. Top selection, I'm going to go with the 5-horse Petite Machua. I'm going to go 5-8-4 in the tricast trifecta. 5-8-4 tricast trifecta. Top selection, 5-horse Petite Machua. David Russell's on this one for Henry de Bromhead. This 9-year-old gelding here by Al Namix. The horse's most recent outing came in the Grade 1 Matheson Hurdle here at Leopardstown, 2 miles on the 29th of December. He finished 2nd by 3 3/4 lengths behind Sharjar, who's running back this one today as a very heavy favorite who I think is vulnerable. This horse jumped well. He needed an extra turn of foot late, but he got around the race course well. Prior to that, at Punchestown, 2 miles on the 16th in the Grade 1 Morgania Hurdle, he finished 2nd by 1 1/4 lengths behind Salder. Again, he jumped well. He needed that extra turn of foot late, but nothing bad about that run. And then before that, Tipperary in early October, 2 miles in the Grade 3 Horse and Jockey Hotel Hurdle, finished 4th by 23 lengths. That was the race of his most recent form lines, other than the Cheltenham race, which was even worse. But he was first off the break. He probably needed the race. He jumped okay early on, but then he really lacked a good run in. And then before then, the Punchestown Champion Hurdle in May, 2-mile trip on fast ground, quite fast than he's used to. He finished 4th by 4.5 lengths, and he really just had nothing left in the tank. The few and front of him just were better there. And then a Fairy House in the Irish Strawberry Hurdle. He finished 4th by 5 lengths. And again, fast ground, he never really got into it. And then he ran a horrible race in the Stayers Hurdle at Cheltenham last year, a race we won't even talk about. Paisley Park ran a terrific race. This horse just ran absolute crap. But his most recent form lines have been well run. He's been the bridesmaid, but I think that's going to be changing today. I think the old man is going to be the bride. So 15-1 we'll use him. I also think Supper Sunday at 20-1 is great value. He also has a strong chance. Robbie Powers on this one for Jessica Harrington. He actually placed a few months ago in the Champion Hurdle at Punchestown, the 2-mile trip behind Bavard Air. This horse was all out. He just couldn't get there late. Bavard Air just had the better race. This horse didn't run bad. Before that, he won the Aintree Hurdle very nicely. And then at Cheltenham, he ran horribly in the Stayers Hurdle. But he ran here last year at the fixture and finished second behind Apple's Jade. I believe that was Apple's Jade's last victory. Since then, she hasn't really run a good race. But this horse has the form to win at 20-1. I think, the old man could get the job done. The thing that scares me a little bit with him, though, is he hasn't had a race since May. I think he is fresh enough to win, but that does scare me a little bit. So just keep that in the back of your head. I have the 4-horse Monsieur Lecoy third here. Lizzie Kelly's coming in to ride this horse. This horse is, again, facing a little bit tougher horse in the UK, but coming here, weirder things have happened. He also could get a piece fit, but I do prefer the two other ones before him. But to recap my selection for the 5th, the 310 from Leopardstown's the Grade 1 Irish Champion Hurdle. Let's take the 5-horse Petite Mature. We'll also use the 8-horse Supper Sunday. We'll go 5-8-4 in the Tricast Trifecta. 5-8 definitely in the place pod. Let's get to the 6th race, 3:45. The 3:45, the 6th race from Leopardstown, it's the Ladbrokes Hurdle. It's a handicap hurdle going for a purse of $169,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 23 horses entered to go the distance of ground of 3,200 meters or 2 miles over the hurdle course. Again, a very wide open handicap. Let me give you the 2 horses I think can win. Definitely use them both on the place pot and the exact forecast combinations. 2 horses I would use here would be the 3-horse Top Moon. I'll also use the 11-horse That's 311 for me, place pot, exact combinations. You know the drill already, not the thrill, the drill. Again, I can't speak, pardon me, it is almost 5 o'clock now, like I said many times, but we'll start off with the 3-horse Top Moon. J.J. Slevins on this one for Joseph O'Brien, 5-year-old Gallon by Spanish Moon. The horse's most recent outing came the 15th of December and Navan, 2.5 miles in a handicap hurdle, and the horse finished second by 1 3/4 lengths there. He had every chance to win, to tell you the truth, but he just couldn't get to Alpha Mix, who jumped a little bit better with him, better late, and had a completely low weight. Maybe the weight got to him. This horse is carrying 150. The winner was carrying 139, so it was an 11-pound weight difference. The winner just got to him better, but he has the form to win here. Before that, 2 back at Cork on the 17th of November, and 2.5 miles in a handicap hurdle. He won by 3 3/4 lengths. He did everything right. He jumped well, quickened up nicely, an easy run. And then at Galway in October, 2 miles in a handicap hurdle, finished second by 3 lengths. He was under the drive most race. He moved a little bit late, but he still has had better races. And then at Lismore on the 10th of September, 2 miles in a handicap hurdle, finished second by 2 3/4 lengths. First time with winners. He needed to improve a little bit more. And then he broke the Kilbaggan over the summer. He broke the main very nicely over the 2 miles, winning by 11. Didn't even get really, to the bottom of him. Very easy run. His last 2 races haven't been half badly run. 6-1, I think he can win against these, so we'll use him along with the number 11 horse Datsy. Jack Kenyon's on this one for Gordon Elliott. This 8-year-old gunner by Marteline. The horse's most recent outing came locally on the 27th of December, 2 miles in a handicap hurdle, and that day he finished 4th by 9.5 lengths, and he kind of hit the wall a few from home. It was one of the tougher handicaps there. Coming here, lesser weight, 11 less pounds. I think he's back in the wheelhouse to win. 2 back at Navan on 24th of November in the maiden hurdle. He won by a neck that day, and he finally got the victory over the jumps. He finally, he had the better run-in than the second place finisher, and got the job done. Very good run there. And at Galway, 2 miles in maiden hurdle, finished second by 4.5 lengths. Again, he jumped well. He lacked a run-in, but I've seen worse races. And then at Galway, 2 miles and 3/8. The longer trip in a main hurdle, finished second by 2 1/4 lengths. He just kind of hit the wall. I think the distance got to him late. But back to a 2-mile trip, lesser weight, 8-1. He was also a very live horse in this race, so we'll use him. But to recap my selections now for the 6th, the 3:45 from Leopardstown's the Ladbrokes Hurdle. Gonna go with the 3-horse Top Moon. We'll also use the 11-horse Datsy. We'll go 311 in the forecast exacta, 311 in the place pot. Now the 7th race, the 420 from Leopardstown. It's the bumper race, basically. I'm not going to give you tip in this race because it's a very wide open race, and it's a race as a fan I'm going to watch. As a better, I don't like placing a wager on it because it could be so random at times. So there's no bet in the 420, but that's good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 and join me tomorrow for some more Leopardstown previews. Good luck, everybody.